Hello and welcome to Community Day with RunDiffusion. My name is Revolved, and this morning we're going to be going through some AnimateDiff. We're going to try some different workflows. We're going to experiment. We're going to do things live, see how it goes. I'm excited to try some of these new AnimateDiff workflows, and I haven't really had that much time. We've been super busy behind the scenes working on some really exciting stuff, and yeah, we're going to go over AnimateDiff. This is video to video, which is extremely clean. I am super impressed with what the AnimateDiff team has put together. It's really fantastic. As well, there are different workflows for prompt travel, different things we can try. So, yeah, AnimateDiff is the hot new thing. There are some other things which we want to try. Lucas, you mentioned Hotshot XL, very exciting. So, don't know if we'll be able to try that one yet. I actually haven't tried it, so but let's go through this. If anyone's getting workflow errors, anything like that, let us know. And we'll go through and try some different workflows. If you have a workflow you want to try, you want to see, I'm totally open for it. This is community time, so I get a lot of questions about different workflows, what's working, what needs to be done. Comfy is just slightly intimidating, I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of nodes, there's a lot of things to learn. So we'll go through those bit by bit. We'll try them out. We'll see what works, what doesn't. We'll throw the spaghetti at the wall and see how it goes. Okay, so let me throw a session up here. Here we are. I've cleared it, right? And this is our storage. Let's close this for now. And I'm going to open a workflow. So the thing with Comfy is when you load a workflow for Comfy, it's made for whoever made that workflow. And that means you'll probably have to change some models, change some paths in order to get it to work on RunDiffusion, or even if you just load it on your computer, you'd have to do that here. So what I've got is I've got a workflow. I believe it's a Twitter user called Consumption made a tutorial, and a fantastic tutorial on vid to vid. And I've edited it a bit. I will put it in the chat so you can all follow along. Pop it in there. Here we go. Okay. And there is some stuff that, it's the cutting edge. We're on the frontier. It's not quite working. One of those things is video, so we just have to go to GIF here. We'll make GIFs for now. Video will be coming soon. It's something we're aware of. And let's talk about doing vid to vid. So with this workflow, the important stuff is in this green panel here. Okay, we've got the checkpoint. Now when you pull up a new workflow, you always want to change the checkpoints, the VAEs, the control nets. If you don't, they will go red when you hit Q prompt because it's looking for a different path. It's looking for a local desktop. It's looking for someone else's desktop. It's looking for wherever they installed it. So just go in here and choose a different model. With AnimateDiff right now, they're all 1.5 models, right? And we've seen differing success with different models. So the 2new one is a pretty safe test model. Okay, so that's a great place to start. You can see we've got a width and a height. I've already matched these to the video. So let's take a look at the input video so we can see what we're working with. Generally, you want to match the frame rate and the resolution as closely as possible when you're doing any video work. So let's start there. Video. Just gotta find it on my desktop. All right. So this is the video. 6-second long, just so we can test things. And yeah, there's no sound. You're not missing anything. Um, but this is just going to be the input video. It's short, which is important, so we can just process it quickly, validate that it's working. It's got a person. I know that the model is made basically for making people. That's what its focus is. So this is perfect for AnimateDiff. Okay, so let's stop that. And here we're going to load the video path. So they actually had updated their nodes and made it so when you click this, it would only load from the desktop, which of course doesn't work for us because all the information is on the cloud. So I worked with the AnimateDiff developers, and they made a new node called Load Video Path. And this enables you to use your mount/private folder to bring the videos in. So you can see here, I've got singer_close.mp4 in my vids folder on RunDiffusion. So what will happen is you'll load up a workflow and you'll see the other video node in there. So like if we go load video, load VHS load video. So with this node, you can see it says upload. And here it says choose file to upload, right? Which pops open that dialog. So that just does not work. Use load video path, and you may have to replace that in any workflow that you're trying. But I'm really grateful that they acted so fast. Like I brought it up on GitHub and they were immediately like, yes, we'll build this, here you go. They had a previous version where it did work. And so this is, just a really simple and easy way to gain access to it. All right, so let's just go through here. It's got an upscale. There's the AnimateDiff loader. Okay, so there's the AnimateDiff models. And if you're starting from scratch from a workflow, not using one that I just put in chat here, you'll need to change these models. Some of them have more or less movement, so try them out. Some of them will make the character move a lot. Some of them will make the character kind of stay still. Up here, we have our control net. So this is using the line art control net. And let's just go down and make sure we're using the right one. Line art. Okay, see, it wasn't in the right folder. So just make sure that you've got the correct one selected. And then coming down here, we have our prompt. So this is the pre-text that will apply to every prompt schedule here. So what this means is it will apply masterpiece, best quality, close-up, a guy walking through the forest to the 4 prompts here: spring day, cherry blossoms, vegetation, leaves blowing in the wind. So let's try to change this a little bit. Close up a girl singing into a microphone, headphones. Okay, so that will apply it everywhere. Now we have probably not this many frames, I'm thinking, so we would have to, shorten this down a little bit. So let's try to do on fire flames, and then here we'll do tidal waves, water on shore. And this one's probably not gonna appear, but we'll do caves, earth, stalagmite. Is that even spelled right? I don't know. And then we'll just leave winter because it's probably not gonna show up. Down here we have our negative prompt, right? Bad quality, worst quality. I actually learned something pretty interesting about this. So bad quality, worst quality. What's interesting is model trainers will train on large batches of images, and some of them, not all of them, will also include images that are not that great, and they will tag them with bad quality, worst quality. So if you put them in here, you don't use them. It's not all the time like it knows what this means depending on the model. Like stable diffusion might not know what worst quality means, but the model trainers might. So it's interesting. It sort of changed how I use that in a negative prompt sense. Okay, anyways, I digress. Here we have the sampler, which is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting, and then it's going to save it. And you'll notice here it says this node is deprecated, so let's replace that. I'm just going to look up combine, AnimateDiff combine. Here we go. Okay, and frame rate 10. AnimateDiff, image GIF. So now we can just delete this and pop this in here. Whoop. Here. Or is it this one? Video combine. They all look the same. This is the VHS one, so I don't know. Maybe we try that. It's going to make a GIF. AnimateDiff, GIF, true. Sync playback. I don't know what sync playback is. We'll try it out. This is what it's all about, trying stuff live. Let me get to the messages here. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. Yes, will be uploaded to YouTube. In fact, it's streaming there right now. Okay, let's hit generate. Q prompt, that is, and see if there's anything in the workflow we need to change. Okay, so it's red box right away. Load VAE. So the VAE folder changed. No problem. You can see it's processing the video anyways. Let's make sure that we got the right one. So this will stop, but it's going to do a bit of the work anyways. There's the control net, right? The line art happening, right? So it got both of those, and then it finished the queue. So now if we hit this again, it won't have to generate the video frames. It won't have to do the line art frames. It will just go straight to the VAE. Model is getting loaded to new. Let's give this a go. Okay, VAE loaded. Next up goes to the VAE encode. It's already done all the image work. And now it's going to chunk along on the sampler. So this does take a little while. So we might as well boot up something else. Does anyone have a workflow that they want me to try? Or should I go grab a new workflow? We had to switch around what we were talking about today. There was going to be another presentation, but that didn't happen. So I am kind of winging it. My apologies. I can just go and check out one of the greatest here. Let's see. This account, if you're not following, you should. Pers is the AnimateDiff champ out there right now. He does amazing stuff. He does live streams, workthroughs. Just highly recommend trying out Pers. Like, look at this. Beautiful stuff. This is with the spirals, right? So he took the spiral idea and then brought it to AnimateDiff. Just genius stuff. Very, very cool. So yeah, definitely a great artist and lots of fun. Love this one. I mean, look at it. So cool. So I think on Pers's YouTube, they have some different workflows. You can see this is chunking away right now. I think I need 3 monitors. Chugging away. So I'm just going to look on Pers's account here, see if we have some fun workflows to try.
Hello, friends. Hopefully, I'm live. Here's one.
Lots of ads. Okay. Purse has a great Discord as well where he shares a lot of the workflows. Creative Exploration, it's called. I will post a link. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Here we go. Make sure you're in Frontier mode with Comfy if you're booting it, or Standard. Just try it out. Let me know if you have any issues because this should work. If you're having errors, let me know. Yeah, try booting it in Frontier. Just let me know if you have any issues. Have the devs on standby if anything goes wrong, of course. The benefits of working for the company. Okay, we are seeing some issues. You have a bad gateway or anything like that? Just had to restart? Yeah. So you booted, you got a bad gateway, then you just restarted server. It is the Frontier. Things may be buggy. I know we're working on a lot of launching stuff. So just give it a reboot. Try it again. We've got lots of other fun ones, actually, we can try here. Why don't we try... the instant LoRA. If you haven't tried these, they're lots of fun. So I'm going to pop this in here. And we'll go over working on that one. Let me just post the workflow. Well, actually, here, I'll clean it up for you, then we'll post it. So first thing we have to change is SDXL model, right? Let's use Law Mysterious, and that's fine. Seed, let's make it randomized. Ooh, someone's making some not safe for work with this one. So image loading wants a directory. Let's see if this will work. We might have to change that node around to get it working. We can give it a go. Do I have an image? Let's see. Just checking if anyone's having any other issues. Let me know. But yeah, you definitely want to be testing this stuff on Frontier. Okay, so if I go mount images iPad, 1, 2, 3, oh, just like that. So this will load 6 images from that directory starting at the 0th image. We've got our checkpoint, saving image, and then the instant LoRa prompt. Here we just need to make sure that the IP adapter model is selected. IP adapter model SDXL. So we need to choose the bin file. Those other ones are just for the usage of Civitai info, metadata. Then we just got to make sure the clip vision one is correct here. SDXL PyTorch model. Okay, so we'll put in a prompt of, what do we want here? We've got La Mysterious, we've got that, so we'll do incredible masterpiece, beautiful painting of a cyberpunk warrior. Sure. And I will save this workflow. So we'll just call it instant LoRA RD. Okay. And let me pop it into Discord for people to try. Yep, custom nodes can definitely be installed. Let's give it a go. But that is a relatively new thing. It's in Frontier. We've been working really hard on that feature, so yeah, you might find that not all nodes work. We can't cover every single use case, unfortunately, but we're trying. We're trying. So just let us know if you have any issues. And I just got to pop this here so I can put the workflow in here. Okay. Now a lot of these should be installed. I am in a dev workspace at the moment, so we might find that things are slightly different, but they shouldn't be that different. So let's load the model. This is still working away. It takes a while to chunk through all these frames, so you just got to give it a bit. And still loading the checkpoint going around. Okay, VAE decode, detiled, and there we go. All right, kind of weird. Okay, let's not lie. That is really weird. So when you use it locally, you will have to change your directory. So I'm going to do oil painting of a castle. Try that. This is kind of like a comic book sort of style, but the artist is very weird. Not gonna lie. So let's see. I think I can show you some of these. I was doing some training with them. So like, we've got like this dragon. We've got like some Art Nouveau stuff, this like Death Knight, this space adventurer. So it's kind of all over the place. And it's mixing and matching those different styles. So there we go. Okay. I think we want to get rid of a lot of these. So fuzz, blur, Gaussian, and I think we can take all of that fake. Fake we can keep, but we want artwork. And I'll just take out this stuff too. And now we'll try it again. See if that negative was maybe affecting things a little bit strongly. You can see we got like the lizard tail in our castle. But you could put anything you want in this directory. You could put different images. The idea here is it will load 6 images and then create in that style. So maybe we move this along and then try not 14, like 4. Give that a go. And see what we come up with. The nice thing is, it does take a little bit of work to get this stuff set up, but then once you do have it, you could just save it to your desktop, and then next time you load up Comfy, it'll go right ahead and go at it. Yes, so it's pulling images to learn from this directory that I showed you guys. It's got 4 images that it's loading, starting at the 9th image. To change the path, just click directory. Now you can type whatever you want. Remember, your root directory where you start when you open file browser is /mount/private, and then you just put in the directory after that. In this case, I put iPad because that was IP adapter, and I was testing this stuff out. Let's try 3 images. Kind of interesting. It's getting more fantasy stuff. This is probably a bad example. Maybe we can try a different directory with some different images. See what we get. So I'll make a new folder, and we will call it, that's kind of cool. C-Day. And then let's load up some images in there. I'm just going to go into my old generation, pick some fun stuff out, see what we get. This like wizard, this castle, maybe like something weird and collage like, and like a art mandala painting thing. And let's try that out. So I'll go back up here and I'll do my new directory, which is C-Day. And we're going to start at 0 because I only have 4 images in the directory. And we'll do 4. Hit Q prompt. And here we're almost done on that bad boy. Yeah, I'll show the images. So we've got mandala like this, just an old 1.5 generation from back in the day, like a batch. We've got this strange castle from back in the day. Just these are a bunch of random ones I pulled from my old generations. And then we've got, what else did I have in here? Oh yeah, I had a wizard. So it was like this. And then the last one was kind of interesting. It was this. So let's see what we got. Yeah, there's our cyberpunk warrior woman. Much better. Much, much better. So you can see it took the coloring of the blue sky and the castle. The collage aspect sort of popped up in these like face ornaments, hey? And then the posing is kind of like the wizard with that tower in the distance. Let's queue up a couple more and just see what we get. All right, and we got VAE decode, so our video GIF is done. Let's take a look. Go video combine. All right, well, we'll go back over here. Ooh. Yeah. You know, some of these generations had flaws, right? So that explains kind of the weird face and whatnot. Of course, we could go in paint these. I do really like this coloring. You know, it would be like very hard to prompt this because if you prompt to like pastel, then, you know, you're going to get very pastel. But if you prompt like pastel and teal, like it's just with gold lining, like it would be very hard to get that. So IP adapter lets you kind of access some interesting places in the stable diffusion um, model that you normally wouldn't. Um, you know, it's interesting, and I did it in the podcast. We talked about how prompting might eventually go away in the future. Um, you know, I think that that's like sounds like a distant, far future type thing. Like, we'll still be talking to AI. Will we be using images? What will we be doing? Will it just know what we want ahead of time? I think that this is an interesting kind of subject, but this, like, different contexts can really help because now you can use this to feed images. You know, you can use this in image to image now. I kind of like this one, you know, so I'm going to like save it to my desktop and maybe do something with it later. Or heck, why don't we move it and put it in our folder and say like, hey, we kind of want this, and then come back up here, pop this up to 5, go again. Oops, it's a dude now, so I did change this to man, so that actually might skew things in a funny direction. But let's give it a go and test it out. The workflows are in the Discord chat. If you just scroll up, I posted them both, the ones that are edited. Um, yeah, pretty cool. Let's maybe add painting by Mobius, portrait. I just really like the colors in these. You know, it's interesting looking at the AI evaluating kind of how the AI used coloring, and then it comes up with this. You know, it kind of takes it in a different um, direction than it would normally go. I find like a lot of times colors can be very similar. Ooh, yeah, okay, we're getting some really interesting stuff now. You know, love this like heron kind of thing, these like bonsai trees, this sort of like digital-esque thing. You know, these are some really great character creations that we've got going on now. The IP adapter workflow is really fantastic. We will be launching it in Foocus as well, so I can show you that. Yeah, look at this. Just gorgeous. It takes a bit to get it going, but once you got it going, it's very cool. And it's neat that you can just take a big directory of images. Like, you could take a whole batch of generations from an entire day and then just scroll around and IP adapter them a bunch. Um, could be a really cool way to do things. So let me see here. Bum, bum, bum. Got way too many tabs open. Let's see our video. There we go. So you can see it used the 2new model to redo it, but I would say the prompt like didn't come through too strongly, hey? It's sort of like very similar to what we've seen. So let's try changing the models a bit. Let's do 2 changes. So we've got 15v2 here. Let's try stabilized mid. Just as a guess, I don't know why. And then we'll use a different model. Let's use... I kind of want to try something more anime. So let's try a good animate. Let's do Meta Mix. Queue it up. Once again. Now the nice thing is all the image generation is done, so it will just literally have to load the models and then pop over to the K-sampler. And I'm going to try launching a Foocus in dev mode so I can kind of show you what's coming for Foocus. It should be relatively soon that this gets launched. But we'll boot that up and check it out. In the meantime, we could continue refining this. Let's try maybe a different prompt. So let's do portrait of long dead ghost from ancient Egypt, pharaoh of many kingdoms, portrait, oh yeah, painting by Mobius. I like Mobius for this kind of style. It really feels like it fits pretty well. Give that a go and just make sure this is chunking along. Yep, okay, we're working on the video there. We can try a different video file too. Don't have too much time and I want to make sure we're making best use of your time as well. Okay. Kind of ghostly. Sort of weird. I'm going to take out the Mobius thing. And maybe let's try reducing the image down a little bit. Take the castle out. Just see if we have any questions. You can go crazy with random images, absolutely. They don't have to be similar at all. Mine are actually pretty different. You know, if we take this and reduce this, these are nice. Kind of cool. Sort of kept the color style. We're only using 3 images now from that directory. I've seen people do stuff like where they're using like poses, characters. You know, there's lots of different ways you can do this. The IP adapter doesn't just look at style. It looks like a lot of different things from it. These are cool. And you can mess around with this, try different things. Maybe we try a different model. I confess I don't even know what happy is here, so we're going to try loading happy and see what it comes up with. Could you mix this with ControlNet to control pose? Good question. Yeah. Yeah, I think you could. How? I don't know. You could maybe do an image-to-image pass with it. Because this is sort of like the IP adapter is a control net. So it would be like a multi-control net run, basically. Okay, a little bit more realistic. Let's use all 5 images. And I believe I do have this focus up. All right, so for those who stuck with us, we've got a little treat. I will show you the dev build that we're working on right now. Just make sure we got it. Okay, so this is Foocus. If you haven't used Foocus before, it is the simplest ghost in haunted house. We're getting into spooky season. Let's see what we got here. So you just hit generate. It's just a preview. You can just put in a prompt and lo and behold, you actually get a really good image right out the gate. The nice thing about this is by the maker of ControlNet, so he's got a lot of, or she, have a lot of unique optimizations to get great images. So you don't need to load in 50 different things to get a good image. I mean, look at this. This is super cool. I love that. Love it. So now, if you come down here to advanced, you can choose different styles. There's hundreds of styles, right? So let's take off slightly cinematic for now. And if you go to input image, now you can do standard, upscale, or variation. Variation is sort of like Midjourney's variation, right? This is meant to be sort of like Midjourney. Got in-paint or out-paint as beta, that's new. But let's load in some images and give it a go. So we've got this wild collage. We've got animate girl mermaid, and we've got let's do something like kind of abstract. This weird abstract splorch, and another like person, this like knight. Okay, pretty random, and this is gonna make a ghost, I think. Let's give it a go. Over here we've got our pharaoh ghost. Pretty cool. Yeah, I think using 5 images here like brought out more depth to it. That's chugging away. Try a different model again. We'll do Dream Shaper. We'll do a different prompt. You know, tiger in a business suit. Whoa! So this is interesting. You can see it's got the hair of the mermaid. It's got the posing. It's got weirdness. It's got, let's take this out actually and just see what we get with this. The coloring comes from the collage piece. That one's pretty weird. Gotta love AI, it's just random. It is not available now yet, but it will be pushed in the next release in the Frontier, so just hold tight and you'll see this relatively soon. We've been meaning to get it out, but we're working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and often we push out multiple features at once. So we won't just do one thing, we build an entire release with multiple things. So we just need to make sure everything in the release is tip-top before we release it. Pretty cool, right? We've got our anime sort of things there. Let's try some other ones. And you can see this is a lot faster than the Comfy workflow. But, you know, you can't pick a directory. There's like a lot of different stuff that is about it. So you might find more. Let's see. Pick some other pictures here. Let's pick this creepy warrior guy. This weird sand thing. And maybe a weird like castle landscape in black and white. See what we get. Oh, but we need to just take no prompt. Let's try no prompt. There we go. So it kept some of the castle style. It's pretty neat. I like it. And this is chugging along. I think we'll wrap things up once we are done with this sample. Yeah, he's here to tell you about a wonderful venture in an imaginary land that doesn't exist yet. Let me sell you some imaginary real estate. Boy, do I have an offer for you. Kids, Buy this real estate in an imaginary place. Your parents will be pissed. It's going to be wonderful. We can, of course, mess around with how many images in the index to get different styles. Let's actually do one last one where we go do a crazy directory here. So if I go into just like an image directory from the other day, images, auto, what's a good day to go in? Not yesterday when I mostly made rabbits. Not this day when I was doing XYZ grids. Which day? Oh my gosh. Not that day. Sorry, I know this is all happening off screen. It's not very exciting, but I'm just got a whole bunch of weird stuff in my auto folder from testing. Alright, maybe I'll leave that for now. There's just too much like testing stuff, so. Whoa, the guy's got a tiger on his head. Yeah, this guy's professional. Ooh, what do we get? Oh yeah, look at that. That's awesome. Save that. Very cool, little castle. So that's coming from here and here. But let's do our Emerald Wizard walks towards tower. Try it with a prompt that's a little more in line with what we were making. All right. This guy wants to sell you a car and a tiger combo package. Something super simple. There we go. Nice. Yeah, I like that kind of pen style for it. Very cool. Let's make a few more. Now you can mess with the styles, which is really interesting. So like for example, I could do Sumi E, which is like a Japanese art style, cinematic dynamic, and surrealism, and we'll give that a go. Aw, so happy. Too funny. All right. Any questions about this this workflow? IP adapter, you can use it right now. I posted it in the chat if you haven't seen it. If you're on YouTube, come check it out in our Discord. Set the image path. Yep, it's right here. Just type it, mount private is your root, and then your folder. And it picks from a folder. And then with Comfy, you just drag and drop. Yeah, I don't know how well the style's applied there. Maybe the cinematic's taking too much. Give that a go. Yeah, I think IP adapter is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a beautiful kind of way to prompt and create new things and remix your old work and hybridize your work with other works that you like and collaborate with friends. There's just all kinds of different ways that you can use it. Little low poly neon punk. Oh, that's fun. It's great. Still got some of that interesting coloring from the IP adapter. I mean, you could just use it for coloring or patterns, right? Like, um, think of it like composition. So it's not just style. It's composition, it's posing, it's character, it's costume, it's all the things in the IP adapter. And it is a little unpredictable on how it's going to work, but that's why you have lots of random seeds to try. There's our neon punk low poly, pretty cool. I mean, this would kind of be a cool game, you know? I could see this as a game concept. Like you're walking around, wizard dude, going into this crazy tower. Be pretty fun. Just for concept work, it's a lot of fun to just try this stuff out. Long exposure? I don't even know. Yeah, wizard game. Need more wizard games. Yeah, nice. This is cool. Dragon head girl. Love it. Oh, you wanted to marry a fair maiden, huh? Surprise! It's been a dragon the whole time. Cool. I like how it's like kind of glowing. This one's got like weird coral explosion. This one's awesome. Dynamic illustration. Elemental art. Oh, let's keep the long exposure on. That made that cool, like smokiness. There's our samurai back at it, okay. And there's our completed one. So it looks like the VAE wasn't quite correct for this because you got those like muted colors. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. So you can kind of see the water in the background just for a second. And I think like you know, it takes a little bit of work. There's some like stars and stuff and clouds and then water. So it does depend on the video you use, how much space is in there. But look at the like, just look at the headphones. Like very stabilized, very effective, very detailed. There's no like changing buttons, just like the lighting sort of changes. Yeah, reflections. Just great. You know, the clothing changes a couple times, right? Darker to lighter. But it's kind of getting harder to notice. So here, I would say like, okay, the VAE had some trouble here. So I would maybe change the model to something else. I know a lot of the like older models don't work as well. So maybe like Dream Shaper, we could try that. And let's just change this to the 56,000 runway VAE. Post that. But yeah, 10 o'clock. I'm thinking I will wrap up here, but of course I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask any questions you may have. Check on YouTube as well. So let me, yeah, just stick around for a second and I'll answer your questions. If you have any, let me know. This will be pushed out soon. I don't have an exact time or date for you on the Foocus update, but it will be coming soon. Once again, we just have like a number of different things that we work with on releases, so we just need to make sure that we've got that taken care of. And yes, video on the AnimateDiff will be coming soon as well. There's just like I think it's like a permissions or file path error that we need to fix. So that will be worked on soon. Yeah, so many little gremlins in systems like these. You know, we do a lot of this work, and I'm really grateful for it because when I try to sit down and do stuff locally, I'll always run into the same problems. Different models, different paths, different, oh my gosh, the Python virtual environments, it can get really chaotic when trying to install and use this stuff. And so, yeah, I'm really grateful for RunDiffusion because you can just pop on and not spend time trying to figure it out. You can just go directly into creating, which is awesome. Yes, well, vid2vid AnimateDiff should be working soon. Give it a go. Thanks for the love, everyone. Appreciate it. Yeah, that appreciation and what makes it all worthwhile. You know, we do this because the community is awesome. Nearest neighbor, thank you. And we're here in the Discord as always. If you need any support, if you have any further questions, let us know. Reach out. And we got lots of exciting new features and items coming soon. So hang in there. And yeah, we'll let you know when we've got some new things. Watch for announcements. Awesome. DJ Lamp, I use both. When I started using RunDiffusion, I didn't have a GPU. I got a GPU. I was still using RunDiffusion, so I could use like 3, 4 GPUs at once. So it's awesome. They just really work well together. Okay, let's end here. Thanks everyone. Have yourself a great day, evening, wherever you are.